Right then, it is the 7th of February. I still have a job. We are out of the relegation zone, and Burnley, who are bottom of the table, up in this episode. And then Man United, but they're only 12th.
This is a family. This ain't a football club.
Some big transfers on the horizon in January. £167 million spent this season and £55 million on the out. Firstly, Guido Rodriguez, I think I mentioned this last episode, went to Brighton for £2.4 million. Jared Bowen, who scored, I think, 1 goal or 1 assist in the first half of the season, has gone to PSG up for £49 million. Mavropanos has gone to Panathinaikos on for £3.3 million. Andy Irving, who just seemed to spawn from nowhere, has gone on loan to Sunderland, and Magassa has gone to Stoke. Anyway, Tero Malacia has gone back to Manchester United because honestly it's a bit awful. Mohamed Darami, the winger that we signed last episode, pretty good dribbling, pretty good acceleration. Good little player. Signed him for £20 million. After that, we kind of needed some goals. Donyell Marlin, pretty good striker, scored in his first game actually, and hasn't really scored since, but hopefully against Burnley you can do that. Signed him for £30 million. Couple of midfielders in Pablo Maya, signed him for pretty cheap. Pretty good defensive midfielder, because honestly our midfielders are god awful. Harvey Barnes, probably a player that we shouldn't really sign, but with his age, but 3 assists on his debut made it pretty easy to sign him, and then it was pretty cheap as well, being only £16 million. Bibakari Samari from Leicester, another player that's pretty cheap, just the £10 million. Just honestly, just getting some defensive players in that middle of the park, because Souček is old and not really wanting to stay on the pitch, gets quite a few red cards. After that, Lamine Camara, probably one of the youngsters, valued 40 to 50 million. 22 years old, signed him from Monaco for 35 million. Tommy Conway, a backup striker for Middlesbrough, pretty sure you know who he is. And then Charlie Cresswell. We had Aaron Cresswell at West Ham a couple of years ago. Hopefully we can bring this with him. Young 23-year-old English centre-back. He will slot into our defence pretty good, because Igor seems to want to just give away penalties. Paqueta and Jared Bowen with his last goal for the club. FA Cup was a 4-0 win over West Brom. Pretty easy into the next round. We have Brentford after the 2 games today. 4-0 defeat against Spurs. Honestly, 2 red cards, Souček in the 7th minute and Ollie Scarles in the 82nd just made this game almost impossible. After that, bounced back to a 4-1 win against Sunderland. Matheus Fernandes got 3 assists and Marlon got a goal, with Harvey Barnes assisting 3 goals. It was just absolutely great into that one. 84th minute, Igor gave away a penalty and Cole Palmer put it away. We didn't really deserve 3 points in this game, but I think a point would have been very fair. So giving away that penalty is very frustrating. There we are in this episode then. Burnley and then Manchester United. And then we just go towards the end of the season. If I keep my job, it'll be pretty cool. But honestly, the last couple of games have been better, but being 17th on the table, it's just, can we beat enough teams to just stay in the Prem? I think if I stay in the league, I might keep my job, but if we start getting into the relegation zones, then we might have a couple more board meetings. Anyway, let's get into that match against Burnley. Here's the team. Unfortunately, Wan-Bissaka and Aaron Kyle Walker-Peters, that's his name, have both had the flu, so James will press as the starting right back. Hermansen in goal, Tadeo and new signing Charlie Cresswell make up the back four with Juve. Samari, Fernandes, Kamara make up the midfield. 2 of the 3 new signings were signed today. And then Harvey Barnes on the right with Somerville on the left and Marlon on the up front. Here's the bench as well. Fabianski, Basumir is back from international duty finally. Kilman, Paqueta, Igor, Skulls, new signing Durami, and then Callum Wilson and Fulkrug if we need some more firepower. But honestly, with 3 goals each between them, it's probably not going to go well. Just look at these injuries. Flu. I think now he's suspended because he got sent off for elbowing someone. Goose is injured as well for a virus, which isn't great. Guilherme, he's wanted by Manchester United, I think, but don't know why because he's scored like 1 goal this season. Anyway, let's get into this game against Burnley. They are bottom of the league, so I'm kind of expecting a win, but honestly, with this West Ham team, it could be anything. Here we are, then, this Burnley team, pretty similar to real life. Takumi Minamino and Mitsuki Kato, not sure who they are. Kyle Walker, player to avoid. Their fullbacks are decent, but looks like Lyle Foster up front isn't the prolific striker that Burnley want him to be. Here we are then, away against Burnley in Turf Moor. Burnley should be a team that we should be beating, but as I said before, this team really does like to surprise me as he going backwards. Anyway, Harvey Barnes is in behind. Can he get another assist to go for his record? Puts it back to Mateus Fernandez, and Daniel Marlin picks up the pieces. That game that we won 4-1 against Sunderland, that's literally how every goal happened. Daniel Marlin has been a breath of fresh air. A striker that can actually score goals. I'm just, wow. You know, the 42nd minute in, Burnley haven't really created anything. They have got a chance here though, 42nd minute in. Kato, player I did mention, Ward-Prowse with a decent tackle, forward to Barnes. Can we get a little counter-attack going? Not if he's going to lose the ball like that. Kato on this left wing into the box, back heel to Cartman. And Takumi Minamino gets a goal for Burnley in basically their first shot of the game. Typical FM in midfield. It's been a breath of fresh air just having a decent midfield. Cresswell's under pressure and decides to go back to Manson. A little bit of a strange idea, but it worked anyway. Ward-Prowse out wide to Harvey Barnes. Going to take on his fullback in behind. It has a shot just over the bar. Looks like Dubravka actually saved that actually. A corner. Here we are then into the second half. Burnley on the attack. 10 minutes left. And it looks like Burnley might actually hold on for the draw. Or maybe even get a winner. That would be the worst West Ham thing I've ever seen. Kyle Walker to you on Marcus Edwards on the right side. Back to Kyle Walker. Just a mess in the box. Mitsuki Kato scores for Burnley and looks like it might be another loss. Here are then 85th minute in, still 2-1 to Burnley. Dubravka with the goal kick. Spreads it out wide to Hartman. Up to Minamino. Scored the first goal. Our midfield just isn't pressing. Lyle Foster in behind. Hits the post. Looks like we've got a little bit of a lifeline, but whether we can actually take advantage of that is something very different. 85 minutes in. Need a goal. Manson with the goal kick. Kamara down to Barnes. Ward-Prowse. Kamara. Just playing it around the back a little bit. We need to actually get an attack going if we even get even a point from this game. Isn't the worst result in the world. It is pretty bad, but honestly, I'll take it at this point. Diouf beats this man. Can he do something in the box? Decent move. I'm not even sure what happened there. Paqueta looks like it's gone out for a corner. 86 minutes in. James Ward-Prowse gone over to take it. Not scored many headed goals this season. Aimed towards Fulkrug and just doesn't jump. Thrown from Ward-Prowse back to Tadibo. Can he put a ball in or do that? Harvey Barnes, Kamara, Paqueta, Diouf, do something. Kamara, Diouf, Kamara, Diouf again to Marlon. A little bit of decent. Does have a shot. Will be a West Ham corner. Looks like Dubravka saved that last couple minutes. into added time now. Goal kick for Burnley. Looks like this Burnley team, who are bottom of the league, are going to beat this West Ham team. Honestly, after that Forest result, I think it was Forest. I thought they might have just something in them to get a victory today, but oh great, Lucas Paqueta's got a red card. Just why? Honestly, don't care. We do something good and then we just get red carded. Like I said, with the free kick for Burnley, it looks like it's going to be the last play of the game. Taking his absolute sweet time. Back to Hartman. Forward to Minamino, just wasting time for Burnley now. Walker out to Bashir. Humphreys just beats his man. Gonna shoot off the inside of the crossbar. Juve with a throw into Marlon. If it's going to be a goal, it's got to be now. Full Krug back to Juve. You can't really pass backwards if you're going to get a goal. In forwards to Fernandez, who has been behind, and honestly, not even totally surprised he's put that wide. And there is the full-time whistle. Bottom of the league, Burnley at 2, West Ham 1. Where does that leave the table? We are now in the relegation zone. Awesome. Here we are then, a couple changes since that last game. Will-Prowse still starts at centre-back. Harvey Barnes getting a little knock, so he's out for a couple of weeks. Somerville is on the right hand side, Durami's on the left, and Marlon up front. Against Manchester United, not expecting to do anything here, but might as well try. The Manchester United team then, managed by Ange Postecoglou for some reason. Looks like a pretty usual team. Tomiyasu at right back is strange. They're actually playing Malacia, which is strange. Into the 33rd minute. We've had some decent possession, but I don't think we've had a shot yet. Delete to Tomiyasu for Manchester United. Quinton Timber to Tomiyasu to Mbermo. Bruno Fernandes on this right hand side. Just walks past Samari like he's not there. Bruno Fernandes, left foot shot. And the rebound forced to Mason Mount. 33 minutes in, Manchester United 2, West Ham 0. Looks like the game's over already. First highlight from West Ham. James Ward-Prowse corner kick. A little bit of lag. Deep corner. Of course we don't win it. Durami does have a shot. 2-1. Not sure what he was trying to do in the box. Just did a skill move against absolutely no one. But we'll take the goal. Corner from James Ward-Prowse. The lag is back again. Mateus Cunha does win it back from Manchester United. Counter attack up on the left hand side. 58 minutes in. Still 2-1. Possession and stats have been pretty even. Manchester United have been slightly better, but just look at this. Mateus Cunha is going to run through the whole team. Shoots, but it is over the bar, luckily for us. Here we are then, 88 minutes in. Still been a pretty even game. Manchester United are still edging it 2-1. Bruno Fernandes with a free kick. Whip it in towards Tomiyasu. Doesn't quite get there. Mateus Fernandes will launch the counter-attack for West Ham on this left-hand side. Has plenty of options. Mateus Cunha. Durami into Marlon. Marlon Saint-Lemaire saves it, but Marlon was also offside. And there we are then, Manchester United 2, West Ham 1. Not a bad performance. Not quite enough to quite win it, but I think a draw would have been fair, but when you concede a goal in the second minute, you're always up against it. Anyway, going to end the episode there. Let's have a look at the league table just before we end it. We are just outside of the relegation zone. Not a bad result, but kind of need to be picking up points at this point in the season. Anyway, that is the end of today's episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.